I'll just start from the beginning, because I don't know where it cut off. My apologies for calling you away for Charlene at such a short notice. On the contrary, we are honored and grateful and pleasantly surprised to be joined by such an esteemed company. 'Twas only right that this discussion be conducted in person. We are locked in a war of attrition, and our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it is only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action, and we have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. It is reassuring to learn we are all in accord. But might I ask what your plan entails? It hinges entirely on the warding scales and our ability to utilize their potential to the fullest. During your time in Charlene, the Allied nation separate fronts with no end in sight. To make matters worse, a surging in abductions of kobolds, Sahagin, Ixon, and Nanta have given the rise to an increased number of primals as well, but your triumph in Razat Han has given us cause to hope once more. The time has come to free ourselves of this menace. And it is you, the scions of the Seventh Dawn, who have shown us the way. While the bulk of our forces will continue to hold the Telepharoi at bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike at the enemy's heart, Garlemald. These brave few will be the Ilsabard contingent. To think such progress has been made in such short a span. Its objectives are twofold. The first is to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been attempered. Robbed of their free will, they serve the Telepharois every whim without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, not for strategic or political gain, but because it is the right thing to do. I do not ask that we set aside the decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I ask only that in choosing to remember we do not also forsake our compassion and morality, for without that there can be no reconciliation. Only death without end. On that we can all agree. Our second objective is the colossal tower that Thancred and Urianger observed in the capital. Though its purpose remains unclear, there's reason to believe the smaller spires are merely a precursor of what yet to come. Until the Tower of Zot was toppled, we'd failed to make any headway, though the same could be said of the Telepharoi. They certainly in no rush to press further into our leads. I'd wager the Spire's primary purpose is to divide and keep us occupied while they work towards our annihilation. This would appear to be substantiated by Ishtola's analysis of the tower's influence on ethereal currents. Based on her observations inside the Tower of Zot, the Spire siphon aether from the ground, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw forth more than it is required for this task alone. The excess of aether remains unaccounted for, but we can be sure it is not being harnessed for our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if being redirected to the large spire in the capital. There's a logic in that. Regardless, once we have uncovered the truth, we'll bring their schemes crashing down along with their infernal towers. That's all well and good. But what would you have us do? I assume it's more than handing over scales and being on our way. We want you and your scales to join the Ilsabard contingent. Consider it an official request from both the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? Perhaps you should be the one to answer that. I mean, yeah. Sure. For honor and glory. Ooh. Couldn't have put it better myself. Hey, come on, music. Ishola, Thancred, and Oriange have already pledged their support and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. They were positive you would come to the same decision as they did. Luckily for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you have delivered the warning scales to Alamiga, the contingent will embark on its journey to Ilsabard. Rauban and Lord Aimric are overseeing preparations, so I suggest you make yourselves known upon arrival. Pack warm clothing, furs, and the like. Without it, the cold will proliferate so much as draw steel. As for us, we'll keep the enemy busy while you're gone. They're not the only ones who can create a diversion. Now go, safe in the knowledge Eorzea will be as you left it, or better, upon your return. Okay, alright. Okay. Ah, the Wanderers returned. You've been busy bringing down a tower and producing the keys to destroying the rest of them. You should be proud. Those boarding scales of yours are what's made this whole venture possible. Will you and Lord Aimric be leading this contingent? Regrettably, no. Our role is to organize the various delegations into a cohesive unit. Once we have seen you all off, it's back to our respective posts. We dare not neglect our duties for too long, lest our defensive efforts fall into disarray. And just between us, there was a fair amount of opposition to the formation of the Ilsabard contingent. The very suggestion that we send out some of our finest troops behind enemy lines to render aid onto the Garleans has made me rather unpopular in certain quarters. Can't please them all. Sadly not, though I do my best. Truth be told, I'd much rather be at your side, charging into the fray. Alas, I've battles of my own to fight. Your words may serve me better than my blade. I hate to say it, but Lord Aimric's struggles mirror my own. For the time being, the best we can offer you is peace of mind from knowing Eorzea is in safe hands. As we fight the good fight in Ilsabard, I and the other commanders will do what we can to convince the naysayers that our cause is just. Thank you, both of you. We meet again. Oh, hi. Much has occurred since we parted ways in Warlit. From what I gather, the protective talismans you've obtained led to the formation of this expeditionary force. My contribution on this occasion is but a minor one, that being the information I have shared with Maxima. For the sake of the people of Garlemald, may the fates be on your side. So you're not coming with us. Strange. I thought you would have a stake in this. I do. The Telephorai have laid waste to my homeland and enslaved my people. But though every mote of my being cries for vengeance, I cannot be the one to deliver it. My presence alone would place the entire mission in jeopardy. I stand accused of murdering Emperor Varys and plunging Garlemald into chaos. Were I to travel with the Elsabard contingent, it would give my countrymen ample cause to question our motives. Conversely, those who believe me innocent may instead celebrate the return of a former legatus and attempt to raise me to the position of leadership, further destabilizing the region and complicating the contingent's mission. Whether I am branded a villain or hailed as a hero, I would only hinder your efforts. Okay. We'll deliver people from harm in your stead. For what it's worth, you have my gratitude. You and your comrades have the strength and courage to deliver my countrymen. I am certain of it. In light of Gaius's rather unique circumstances, I instead will assume the role of your guide. Though I may have defected for political reasons, my love for Garlemald endures. I would stop at nothing to protect her and her people. Well said. Might I ask you to escort our friends inside? You might even bump into an old acquaintance or two. And if I don't see you again, your depart, may the Fury guide and protect you. May the Fury guide and protect you, all of you. Especially with this Q shit, I'm just like nervous playing this game in general. Because I already know this game has a bad habit of disconnecting me randomly, so like I'm always like terrified to do literally any action in this game. And also on top of that, my internet randomly going out lately and just is irritating. What have you meet your new traveling companions? That better be good. The other members of the Elsabard contingent are gathered in the royal palace. I shall inform them of your arrival, so please make your way inside as soon as you are ready. Resistance guard. The remaining members of the Scions, your friends and most of the Elsabard contingent await you within. Would you like me to see you through? Yes. Okay. Okay. Every time my video buffers, I get scared. Oh.
By the 12.
Oh, wow.
Glad you could join us. I hope you don't mind, but we went ahead and started without you.
As you can imagine, our traveling companions were eager to become acquainted. 'Tis a rare thing indeed to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals assembled for a single purpose. We fight not only for the sake of Eorzea, but for the entire world, including the people of Garlemald. Much rides on the efforts of the Elsabard contingent.
Indeed, which is why I am glad to find myself in the company of many trusted comrades, yourselves included.
Lucia!
I have come at the behest of Lord Emmerich, who has honored me with the role of Ishgard's representative. And for the good of all nations, not least my former homeland, I am determined to see this mission through to its end. We have a hard road ahead of us, but walk it we shall, together.
We too welcome this opportunity to work together once more. I have faith that, if there is a way to resolve this conflict, we will find it.
Allow me to introduce you to the rest of our company. Everyone! If I may have your attention.
Not that hair. Please.
Might I ask you to speak first?
If I must.
Who is that?
I am Arun Senna, spokesman for the Gridanian delegation. Here on behalf of my esteemed sister, the Elder Seedseer.
Oh, okay.
We shall provide support and protection to those in need during our time in Garlemald. To that end, I am joined by healers selected by the Conjurers Guild, with the Order of the Twin Adder's Finest serving as our escort. Of course, with an experienced white mage such as yourself accompanying us as well, those requiring more involved treatment will be in safe hands. Raya O sends her regards, by the way.
Come on, them acknowledging that.
Suppose I'd better say my piece.
Wait, I know you.
The name's Sicard, in case you've forgotten. Truth be told, I'd rather you had forgotten. Any road, the Admiral asked Captain Hillfear to send his best, and for whatever reason, he picked me. Of course, if I'd refused, I'd be the laughingstock of the bloody executioners, and my reputation's taken enough of a keyhauling as it is. But more importantly, like any pirate worth his salt, I know when you're staring down a storm, you gotta trust in the commander of your ship. So if the Admiral wants us to go to Garlemald, not for plunder and glory, but the promise of peace in our time, then that's what we'll do. Since we all know how much the Empire loves its steel, we thought we'd bring along a few smiths to make the most of it. Give them a pile of scrap and they'll cobble together anything you fancy.
Period.
Of course, just like the Gridanians, we got fighters of our own. We might have come with a more constructive purpose in mind, but we're more than capable of cracking skulls, believe you me.
He's so jarring.
Well, you're certainly raring to go. But then again, so are we.
Queen.
The most dependable warriors of Uldar and Alamigo have assembled at the Sultana and General Aldin's behest. If Garlemald has truly fallen, then the whole place is likely to be crawling with Telophoroi. We'll need plenty of troops to clear and hold a path for others to follow. That's where we come in. Naturally, Marshal Tarapin and I will be leading from the front.
It's been some time since I last saw you in your element on the battlefield.
From what I've heard, you've become pretty fearsome yourself. Master Matoya? The Avatar of Destruction?
Oh, call her out. Please.
With comrades like these, I know we'll succeed, no matter what awaits us. And then we might finally get a chance to enjoy a good long rest. But until then, let's give it our all.
Party.
As for Ishgard, we Temple Knights have come in force to uphold our nation's commitment to the peace and welfare of our allies. The bitter cold of Garlemald is a formidable enemy in of itself. Our experience fighting in ice and snow will prove invaluable in the days ahead. Accordingly, I have been designated commander of the Ilzabad contingent. I will do all in my power to provide you with the leadership and guidance you require. The four high houses, House Hylinart foremost among them, have arranged for a host of machinists to join us on our mission. Their knowledge of Imperial Magitech is sure to be a great boon. They will address any problems of a technical nature.
Okay.
There is another awaiting introduction.
Lord Emanolain!
Oh! What's he doing here?
Yes, Emanolain de Forton, at your service. Though, lest there be any misunderstanding, I should stress that I've not become a fearsome warrior while you were away. Rather, far from it, actually. My brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided this would be an excellent chance to make something of myself. Oh, and fight for world peace and all that.
Oh, that's hateful, actually.
But, should the opportunity arise for a spot of ballroom dancing, I will be your twinkle-toed gentleman of light.
May your graceful prancing lead the way to victory. That second one is hateful.
Huzzah! I cannot wait to regale Honoroi with my tales of daring-do.
Honoroi. Come on, Honoroi.
I believe that concludes introductions for the Grand Company of Eorzea. Our allies from the Eastern Alliance were due to arrive some time ago, but it would appear they have been delayed.
Would that be the shinobi of Doma?
Actually, they've been tasked with relaying messages back and forth between the various Eastern nations. According to Lord Hien, however, an equally capable company of warriors has been sent in their stead.
Out of my way, you preening fool!
Is that? They did not. They did not. I'm
Forgive us for coming late. We are the delegates of the Eastern Alliance.
Cyrena, and you've brought company.
The way they're cutting up already, I'm crying.
For battle and blood we come, as a step is sorely lacking in both. No towers befoul our lands, so we marched on those of Doma, only to find them beyond our reach.
She said, I want to fight.
And now our thirst for slaughter will be slaked. No quarter to the enemy!
She said, I guess we're not good enough to have towers.
No. We go to make peace with the Iron Men, not war.
Warriors of the Steppe, we've heard many tales of your bravery. We welcome you as allies. And these other ones you have brought are...
members of the Dalmascan resistance group, Lente's Tears.
And the Bosnian resistance.
Oh.
Between them, they have a wealth of experience in espionage, and are particularly adept at infiltrating Imperial facilities. Which is fortuitous, since Garlemald's domain is so vast that I could never hope to handle reconnaissance duties all by myself.
I love when everything crosses over, even when it's side shit. Oh,
Dalmasca, Bosnia, Alamigo. all lands which have suffered the tyranny of the Empire. I would never presume to question your motives. Nevertheless, I must reiterate that our goal is to aid the victims of the Telophoroi, the common folk of Garlemald. And they are victims, make no mistake. Though I understand that many may struggle to see them as such.
You're more right than you know. For every one of us that answered the call, there were a dozen that refused. Not only in Alamigo, but everywhere we went. And who could blame them? The Empire's always been the enemy. But after seeing what we've seen, fighting and working against and with Garleans, there's no denying the simple truth. They're just people. No different from you or I. They've got their share of liars and murderers, but so do we. So do we all. Fordola, who once swore herself to Garlemald, has proven herself a trusted ally time and time again. Every Eorzean here knows Cid Garland, the Imperial defector who shared with us countless technological wonders.
My daddy.
Gaius bloody Baelsar himself is working to help rebuild Wurlid, a nation he once conquered. So you can believe me when I say that every fighter here understands and accepts that the Imperials are not monsters and are deserving of help. Or at least that they were able to put aside their feelings for the greater good. It won't be easy, but we're all determined to make this world a better place.
What lingering concerns I may have had were clearly unwarranted. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly.
Then we are in accord. Now, let us review our strategy.
I'm nervous.
To reach the Garlean capital in northern Ilsabard, we must cross the central mountain range. Fortunately, Garlond Ironworks can provide aerial transport, sparing us this most treacherous part of our journey. However, attempting to fly any closer to Garlemald would attract the attention of the Telophoroi. As they appear to have seized control of the majority of the Imperial military, we must assume that includes its fleet. In addition, Garlemald possesses devices that can interfere with airship navigational systems, further discouraging an airborne approach.
Given the circumstances, the closest we dare deploy our contingent is an area between the range and the capital, the Magna Glaciers. From there, we must travel the rest of the way on foot. We will also need to bring the airships with us to ensure we can withdraw with haste. Although much of the terrain will be blanketed in snow, we should be able to make use of local roads and shipping facilities. The vast ice field will afford us an unobstructed view of the surrounding area. On the other hand, it will also allow others to easily spot us, so it is imperative that we only make camp in positions where we can easily defend ourselves. And the airships, which must be kept safe at all costs.
We cannot account for every possibility, so we must be prepared to think on our feet. We will be tested. Sorely tested, I expect. But for our homes and for our people, and a people not our own but in need, we will succeed. Spare no effort in your preparations. Once we depart, there is no turning back.
Iconic. That was good. I'm excited, but as usual, I'm really fucking nervous, but I'm excited. Reload. Oh. Besides the delegates assembled here, the Amalja and several other tribes offered to send troops of their own. Unfortunately, due to their physiology, many would struggle simply to survive in harsh climate. They would also likely prove tempting targets for abduction by the Telepharoi. All things considered, they can better aid the cause by bolstering our defenses in Eorzea, though their eagerness to do more has been noted. We few shall have to suffice. Ere we embark, we must distribute the warding skills to our comrades. Care to do the honors? We heard it would be cold in Garlemald, so we came prepared. Oh, the talismans. We are to keep these on close at all times, yes? I will see that no one misplaces theirs. Before I forget, I have a message from Hien. In distant lands, in times of strife, together stand, together fight. In darkness shines the light of life. I hope I have done his words justice. Delma, like much of Othard, has been plagued by the towers, yet while we could not be here, he wishes to express his shared conviction. Hien and Ugiri labor without rest to unite people. With their aid will we keep the enemy at bay. And we of the Steppe and Eastern Alliance will repay their efforts by ending this war. Yes? So these are the famed warding scales. Enough for me, my men, I see. I myself am especially grateful for this opportunity to visit distant lands. I wish to follow in the footsteps of Master Atoa and learn all there is to learn of the star we call home. Indeed, that is the primary reason I volunteered to join the expedition. To journey outside the 12 Wood, much less enter into Imperial territory, is a rare privilege afforded a Paja. Not that I am tagging along to see the sights. The Garleans would benefit from my healing magics, as would our comrades should fighting back break out. Okay. I hear you got something for us. Oh, them scales everyone's been talking about. Pretty little things, ain't they? Reckon they'll be worth a gil or two when this is all over, but we'll hold on to them for now. And one more thing. I know what you're all thinking. Why didn't they send Enzar instead? Buggered if I know. All the Admiral and Captain Hilfer told me it was they needed someone to help safeguard the future, and here I am. Can't say they haven't got a sense of humor. Damn. Of course, some of you might be wondering what a good a pirate is on dry land in the middle of a sodden snow of all places. Well, me and my crew do whatever needs doing, so let's set sail, or however they say saying goes on your ships. Hey, Leaf. That a set of warning scales, I suppose? I spy. Not that I would know what they'd look like. Wow, look at these. Even a layman like me can tell that they're bursting with ether. All better to fend off the tempering waves? Is that the term? Anyways, these will give us one less thing to worry about, which just leaves us the other mountain of whatever else is waiting for us in Garlemald. Only one way out to find out, eh? And nervous or not, I'd march through all 7 hells if it gave me the chance to put Xenos back in the grave where he belongs. Period. Wording skills for the Ishgard delegation, I take it. Many thanks. These talismans may prove to be a deciding factor in the battles to come. I find myself conflicted by this foray into Garlemald, sent by the Empire to infiltrate Ishgard, only to throw in my lot with those whose secrets I was supposed to be stealing. And now I lead a mission to save the countrymen I betrayed. But that is doubtless why I was chosen by Lord Aimray. He would have me put my extensive knowledge and former ties to good use. I will not disappoint him. For the future of Ishgard, Garlemald, and the world at large, I will lead us to victory. I'm gonna give it to Maxima. Do you have a warding skill for me too? Here you go. Thank you for this, and for going such incredible lengths for the sake of my people. Though I have little to offer in return, I would impart some advice if I may. You have been told by many to wear the cold of Ilsabard, and I cannot stress enough that is no token warning. I'll be distributing specially made warming tinctures, courtesy of the Alchemist Guild, but understand that they are no substitute for proper protection. I leave the provisioning of said protection to your discretion. Now let's proceed to the Algan Megan quarter. While you make your final preparations, I will have pilots ready with the airships. Oh, it's just tinctures. They're rotted for that. I was hoping it would be clothes or something. This is our last chance to make ready before we set forth. You needn't worry about Oriage and I. We still have what we wore in Garlemald before. Asanian claims to be quite warm and toasty beneath his armor, and since he's spent a fair bit of time up north recently as well, I have no reason to doubt his words. Most of the others will be borrowing Grand Company stock. The rest of you could do likewise, I suppose, provided you're not overly concerned with style. Not to put my fine a point on it, but I wouldn't be seen dead in one of those ridiculous overcoats if only I had time to find something to my liking. Heart. Is that the cry of scions in need of a tailor, I hear? Who is this? Tataru Queen. But how? Mahaha, I have my ways. Oh yes, indeed. You thought you could sneak off to Ilsabard without telling me? Oh. Ha, nothing escapes my notice. Now, you will wear these garments I made for you, whether you like it or not. Oh. You never cease to amaze. But why do you need a new outfit as well? Well, wait, are you coming with us? What? No, of course not, silly. It's all in the name of fashion, rather the pursuit of the highest quality fashion. Besides, how can I expect others to wear my creations if I've never worn them myself? I was gonna be that coat. I don't know how I feel about that coat. Ah, I did have one more thing to share. Argmas and Bloonwida have finally returned from assignments in faraway lands. They'll be staying at the Rising Stones for a while to keep eye on events throughout Eorzea. Since they'll be running things back at headquarters, I was wondering if I could lend a hand in Charlene. Oh, why not? You can keep Coeurl company in the Baldician Annex. Yes, her travel. Yes, we'd love to have you there, and I heard Artemis and Blomwida did a fine job carrying on in your stead while we were lying comatose. With them in charge of the Rising Stones, we've nothing to worry about. My thoughts exactly. Also, why did confidently you won't go collapsing again? Because a certain someone who shall remain nameless isn't in the position to transport your souls to another world. If anything similarly disastrous were to happen, I'll be positioned to do something about it. Anyway, I've got a few things to take care of and then I'll make my way to Charlayan. I really do hope these new clothes are enough to keep you warm in Garlemald. It's not much, but it's the only thing I can do for you, other than pray for your safe return, which I will, every day. Let's not keep the contingent waiting any longer. Is it cute? Here are your winter woolies, handcrafted by yours truly. Oh, this looks like it's gonna be cute. Hopefully. I love a good coat, though. I was about to say more talking after you turned into quest. I was like, wait. Oh my god, it's so cute. Oh. It's alright. I think it's one of those things that would be better, like, not as a cat boy. Let's see how it dies. Ooh, that brown part stays brown. I don't want to be like that, but this game, they do not know how to make good coats, I feel. Like, I feel like apart from, like, the urban rebel coats, like, there's not that many, like, coats in this game that look that good. Sorry, Satoru. Satoru is desperately trying to retain her composure as she prepares to see you off on another perilous journey. I'm told the airship pilot has been sent to meet you. Ah, there he is. Alright, this is where we go our separate ways. Do be careful, won't you? Oh, here we go. Aww. It's an honor to finally meet you. We of all the Garland Ironworks will be ferrying you and your contingent across the mountains and into Garlemald. For many of us it will be something of a homecoming. Our illustrious founder was only our most notable imperial defector. For that reason, the company is committed to the success of this expedition. Our resources are at your disposal, and if there is aught we might do to be of further assistance, please do not hesitate to ask. If you are ready to depart, I will ready the engines. Upon boarding the ship, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these cutscenes in their entirety. In addition, you will be required to participate in battle. Your progress will be saved at certain points. In the event that you are defeated, you will be able to try again from the most recent of those. Please note that if you enter battles associated with other quests or log out from the game, this progress will be lost. Okay. 82. I'm like backing up my phone and it's like the approximate time keeps like lengthening and lengthening every time I look at it. Or not every time I look at it, but like it's slowly like the time is increasing instead of decreasing. So I don't even know when it's gonna finish.
Ilsabad, divided in twain by a vast mountain range.
It startled me.
Those who would traverse its jagged peaks face peril at every step. But why go by foot when one can simply fly?
Until. Okay, Bob.
On the outskirts of the Imperial capital, in the frozen wastes of the Magna Glacius.
Not Glacius. I'm gonna call it Magna
The
Glacius.
winds howl in icy protest, as if to warn against further trespass.
She's shining, girl. Me in the cold with a jacket on but shorts. That's literally me. My legs don't get cold, so I'm always like in shorts unless it's like
We've received word
cold.
from Thancred's reconnaissance party.
Okay.
They've sighted a detachment of heavily armed Imperials.
Survivors of the Civil War, perhaps?
Ooh.
Perhaps, but there is more to it than that. Maxima reports that they're led by Vergilia, legatus of the 3rd Legion, which comprises the bulk of their number. However, they are also joined by several members of the 1st.
From what I recall, the 3rd Legion fought for Nerva in the War of Succession following Varus' death. The 1st, on the other hand, were under the direct command of the Emperor and rejected Nerva's claim to the throne. These legions were enemies.
Oh, interesting, interesting.
Indeed. In fact, our sources claim that it was a conflict between them that sparked the Civil War. Yet now, these former foes cooperate to defend a ruined Garlemald from invasion.
Then it is all but certain they have been tempered.
There has been no other meaning.
So, what's the plan? If me and my crew is out reaving, we charge straight in, no messing about. But that ain't what we're here for.
Quite right. Soldiers or no, they are people of Garlemald, the very ones we have come to aid. Direct confrontation is unavoidable. Nevertheless, we must make every effort to limit casualties on both sides. Rather than kill them, I would remove them from the field.
How so? Savage beatings, disarmament, and imprisonment?
Oh.
Not impossible, but easier said than done in the heat of battle.
I can't stand his hair.
Having observed the opposition, I imagine Thancred had something to suggest?
He did. He and the other scouts have already infiltrated a supply depot some distance beyond the Imperial detachment's current position. Stored within is a stockpile of Magitech armaments, and once we give the signal, Thancred's team will destroy them all. In so doing, we will deprive frontline troops of materiel, and likely force the detachment to send men to investigate.
Divide and conquer. Not a bad idea.
Once the scouts have finished their preparations, we will split into 2 groups. The first will form the vanguard, while the other brings up the rear with our supplies. As for the Scions, I ask that you lend your assistance where you deem it needed most. I would prefer, however, that you accompany the rearguard and be prepared to join the van at a moment's notice. Kept in reserve as our trump card, so to speak.
Come on, trump card. Let's surprise them. Let's beat them up. Meanwhile, at the Imperial Supply Depot... Think we're blowing shit up? Yup.
Your proposal was well received. More specifically, they asked that we destroy the Imperial's toys in as spectacular a fashion as possible.
Oh, come on, Queen to the right.
Ishtola always did have a flair for the dramatic. She's not an easy woman to please, but I shall do my best to satisfy her thirst for fireworks. All right. Once more,
how that was phrased.
Our first objective will be to rig the enemy's magitech with explosives. After we've withdrawn to a safe distance, we'll detonate them remotely.
Am I about to play as him? I think they warn if they...
Our second will be to issue a deactivation command to the automated units via the control terminal. If our calculations are correct, this signal should reach those deployed on the front line, giving our friends a much-needed upper hand. The blizzard will help us stay hidden, so let's aim to get in and out before it passes. Trust in the plan, and we should all live to see tomorrow.
I better not see any deaths.
In the meantime, I will relay messages back and forth as the situation unfolds. You'll forgive me if I ask again, but are you certain you wish to play the lone wolf?
Wouldn't have it any other way. Call it foolish and reckless if you like, but I'll get the job done. I always do.
I don't like him saying that.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck.
So am I about to play as Thancred, and then I'll play as myself? That's what it's giving me. Yep. Role playing. Assuming there's nothing else you wish to confirm, we may commence the mission as soon as you're ready. In the coming battle, you'll fight as Thancred. You have two objectives. Place detect, deactivate the frontline magitech units via the control terminal. If the guards detect you or pursue you, enemy forces will become more aware of your threat you pose, as indicated by the threat awareness gauge. Oh, now this being a stealth mission. The gauge will gradually fill until you defeat all alerted enemies. Use swift deception to avoid detection as you go about your objectives. I hate stealth, especially in this game. I'm like, okay, what do I do? Wait. Fuck, I can't read it. Damn it. I was hoping that it would pop that up. This probably tells me, so I don't have to like see the hot tip. Success in this mission hinges on the following point. Swift renders invisible and increases his movement speed. While active, enemies magically unfair perceived even if they are within close proximity. However, it has no effect on the guard dog's acute sense of smell, and they will be able to detect Thancred regardless. Moreover, this action can only be used outside of combat. It will also be unavailable when Thancred attempts to deactivate the magitech fields or execute certain other actions. Thancred's silent takedown will instantly render a soldier unconscious. It can only be used while swift deception is in effect. Though it cannot be used on Meditech or guard dogs, utilizing it silent takedown whenever possible is essentially essential in clearing a path to your objective. As guard dogs can detect Thancred even when Swift is active, you can instead use Bewildering Bomb to distract them and sneak past unnoticed. Conversely, bewilderment bombs have no effect on Magitechs or soldiers, so take care to choose the right tool for the situation. Oh, this is irritating. Okay, so my fighting, nullifying damage, invisible to soldiers and robots, take down people while I'm invisible, and distract the dogs.
Keep your wits about you.
It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count.
I used that at the wrong time. I think I'm supposed to do it when they're at the diagonals.
Damn, spotted.
What am I supposed to do here? I just want to be safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
This is Thancred. The explosives are in place.
Very good. All is proceeding as planned. Head to the control terminal. It should be to the northwest.
Understood. Have the others wait at the rendezvous point.
I would be safe. What the hell do I do? Oh, I hate shit like this. Run!
Seven hells. This is hateful. This is gonna take so fucking long, girl. Run! Fuck! Oh my god. It's these damn slashers.
Yeah.